AP Economics exams have two components, a multiple choice question component and a free response question component. So how does your performance in each of those components translate to a final AP grade? In this video, that is what we are going to discuss. Let us start with a hypothetical scenario. Let's say you scored 80% in MCQs and 100% in FRQs. That means out of the 60 MCQs, you got 48 correct, 80%, and out of the 20 marks in FRQs, you got 20 marks, 100%. Okay. So the first step is to convert this into a cumulative or like sort of a weighted percentage for your entire AP exam. So you may say, well, why don't we sort of average them out? So 80% in MCQs, 100% in FRQs, they should average out to 90%. Well, that would imply that MCQs have the same weight as FRQs, and that is not correct. MCQs have 2/3 weight, whereas free response questions have only 1/3 weight. So that would mean to get your final percentage for your AP exam, you have to do 2/3 into 80% plus 1/3 into 100%. And when the answer to that equation, which would be about 87%, that is your final weighted percentage grade. Now, you have 87%, let's say, but AP grades, as you are probably aware, are given out between 1 to a 5. So with 1 being lowest grade, whereas 5 being the highest. So how is your final weighted percentage converted into those grades? Well, the grade boundary sort of varies from year to year, but usually to get a 5, you're looking at somewhere between 80 to 85% of weighted percentage. So since you have about 87%, you're fairly safe, and you should end up being awarded a 5 in AP Economics exam. So whether that is microeconomics or macroeconomics, that is how the grade calculation is done. Now, how likely is it to get a 5, or what percentage of the student population who are sort of taking this test are getting a 5 in AP Microeconomics or AP Macroeconomics? So usually it's fairly uniformly distributed between the grade between 1 to 5. So about 20% of the test takers getting about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, adding up to about 100%. So if you are getting or targeting a 5 in AP Microeconomics or AP Macroeconomics, you have to be in the top 20% of the test takers. What is the implication of this? Firstly, MCQs are vital. So you just getting a few answers wrong in multiple choice questions can really tank your grade because they have so much more weight attached. Saying that, it's very hard to find practice MCQ questions. On the other hand, College Board makes last 20 years of free response questions available. So as a result, it's easier to sort of practice and be very well prepared for the free response question part of the exam than it is for the MCQ portion of the exam. However, you should keep in mind both are very important. Scoring well in FRQs, while it may not affect your grade a lot, scoring really well there gives you a bit more of a room to make mistakes in the MCQ section. With that, I hope you have a good idea of where you need to stand in order to get a 5 in AP Microeconomics or AP Macroeconomics.